Hello. Okay, we are here to do the twin flame update, and I'm looking all bobbly today, but we're here, okay? So that's what counts. I'm just writing down some notes to give you guys a heads up as to some of the psychic downloads and astrology that has been coming up for the Twin Flame Collective. Now, I've been AWOL because I have been having a lot of things happening in the background, but I have been jotting down some synchronistic patterns and things that have been changing. So I've turned up, and it is my Friday night. So I must love you guys a lot because I'm sharing my Friday night with you. Okay, now, FYI, Juno has transited out of Scorpio and it is currently in Sagittarius. Now, that occurred, I'm just checking the dates. I'm like, we've got to keep an eye on this Juno energy of feminines, okay? And definitely with masculines, you will find that energy is transforming and changing in the minute. Now, it did transit over from Scorpio to Sagittarius on the 19th. So much of between now and 2021, there's a pocket there where we are going to be having the energy of beautiful Juno in the zodiac sign Sagittarius, which is really unique because Juno technically was the energy, that she was married to Jupiter, which is Sagittarius energy. So uniquely enough, we are going to have the energy of Juno there. It is linking also, when you look, we have the South Node in Sagittarius. But we're moving towards and we're needing to focus on the fact that we need to be connected to the North Node, Gemini, which after this video, if I'm really wide awake, we're going to do the update to do with the Gemini eclipse. Now, each one of us does have a section that we're going to be needing to look at for the next 2.5 years. We're having that transformative energy. Next month, we're also having the Great Conjunction. And that has not happened since the 1400s. So this is a pivotal point in society and life collectively on the planet Earth, where we are going through the birthing canal with the Scorpio energy. And I can see dust in my hair. It's really irritating me. Anyway, so with the energy, most of your Ascension symptoms, it might have been nausea, purging, high ulcer, not really feeling connected in with your food. Some animal totems I've been seeing as well. But again, a lot of purging has been coming through to do with the connection to endings. And that's what Scorpio is really teaching us on our twin flame path. It's one of those kind of areas that, some of us hit on and we connect to, and others of us, it might be getting scared of maybe twin being with someone, getting scared of maybe families, children, money, karmics, you name it, whatever it is. Feathers ask you to sit and meditate, and black can link to the energy again of, crows, which is again Scorpio energy and the afterlife. So some of you might be thinking into endings point blank zero, and that's due to the fact we have such heavy Scorpio energy. And it is collective energy of 8th house, so it's births, deaths, endings. Now, upon more research into the 8th house placement, it's actually quite a unique house. Hi, Sweet. So, you do tend to get with the 7th house, you're learning how to have those connections. In the 8th house, you're bonding, you're opening up, you're actually having that spiritual connection. It can be the house in which you choose to leave, but it can also be the house in which you choose, which is in alignment with you and what you want to do with that person, and opening up and being in vibrational connection to them. So spiritually speaking, it is the house where, yes, endings can come, and yes, it's also new beginnings. And we have, it's a bit like yin yang. It's a bit like the term karma and, death. It's this notion of that's it, right? Whereas energy is fluid and it's recyclable. It's transformative. It evolves, it transforms. It's like 4 weddings and a funeral. Same analogy. We have that connection there. So in a sense, we are actually going through the birthing canal energetically. It is also to do with the Phoenix rising, with divine masculine. So many of you will start getting communication. Many of you, if you've been triggered and you're going, oh my God, I can't believe it, I'm never hearing from this person, you might be in a very purgatory experience. Now remember, feminine energy is direct. When we have attachments, we do embody a little bit too much masculine energy. So some of you are purging that having to be everything for everyone. Yes, within your own life, no within enabling and, the codependent pattern. There was also cicada that came up today. Now, when you research it, I found a beautiful lady, which I'll have to find her video and I'll try and share it to you guys in the community tab. I did comment on her video, and it was to do with the fact that with cicadas, it is linked into feminine energy. It's also to do with scarred intimacy, to do with births, deaths, endings, similar to the lotus flower. It hibernates underground in darkness and then comes up after 13 years, which 13, the energy of 13 has been coming up. And it's funny because a lot of these shadow energies, we're actually seeing the light in those energies, because you can't have light without the dark. It's simply, part of life, really. With it, after that, the metamorphosis occurs and the birth of it comes, and the mating energy to that frequency comes. But it is connecting to the afterlife. It is connecting to Aquarius. I'm living the dream, as I say. I'm doing how you guys are doing. I'm still here. I didn't leave yous. I've been MIA doing lots of paperwork, which has not been fun. I've got charts upon charts for the next 3 months for astrology, so that I can get to you guys and have all the most in-depth information for you guys to help you through your ascension process. I am going to be pulling cards to do with this twin flame connection. Now, most of you, what you've got to understand is with Juno in Sagittarius, it is linking to divine feminine. So what you will be testing divine masculine on at the moment is, are you going to grow? Jupiter is all about growth, but it's also not wanting to bring South Node energy, old energy, into the new equation, which is quite comical, really, because we have Juno in Sagittarius, South Node in Sagittarius, North Node in Gemini, open to communication. You'll find as we have the eclipse in Gemini, many of you will start having that receptive energy coming through. Also, a lot of throat chakra will be coming up due to the fact that Mercury is third house energy. So if you've been having throat chakra, headaches, again, the purge of the ego, and that doesn't have to be on your side of the fence. That can be on divine masculines due to us maybe having a very fixated view. This can be even what's going on with the collective at the moment. You'll start getting headaches because you're tuning into things similar to the 7 stages of healing, tuning into things, this is my belief system and it's what. So very Gemini energy at the moment, with the splits in the collective of belief systems. You'll get a headache, you'll feel tired, and then you're purging the ego and you're finding it's too combative, so you won't fight it anymore. You'll just let it flow and let it go. Do trust in the process, because a lot of times, especially in spiritual path and to do with anything in the 3D, when we're fighting it, our ego is telling us we know best and, we've got to create that pyramid, so to speak, so we're safe. But it's when you allow the natural ebbs and flows similar to Mother Nature, everything actually does take care of itself, and all the tools we have are inside us. So it's looking outside that directly, can trigger us at times. So with these endings that are coming up, you can end up hearing from people from the past at the moment, and they can be a multitude. It doesn't have to be TF, but there is a lot of communication coming from the past. Now, some of the astrology is also linking back to 1985 and the 1400s. So we've got some very interesting astrology. Oh, thanks, Star. Let's see the crowning energy for the twins. You will find your exhaustion will start dissipating. It still can be there to a degree because we have Aries and Chiron still retrograde until the 15th. But it's kind of handy to have it there. It's handy in a sense that if any old triggers come up in belief systems, it's going to give you the ability to reflect upon it before reacting. So if you want to mask someone, just go back into the energy of, reflection, pause, go to the heart chakra and then relate. But some of you could be really going into hermit mode, very focused on your fence at the moment, not wanting to have any drama due to what's going on. Smart move. Hey. Left or right for masculine? I'll let you guys pick. Similar to pick a card. and in between. Hi, Dawn. How you doing, doll? I'm still here. If you guys find technology's playing up, Mercury's in Scorpio at the moment. And we do have Uranus and Taurus retrograde. So, intranet. Let's have a look. Interesting. This disconnect appears to be coming through, but it's not the way you think. It's the spiritual belief of what disconnect means. Some of you might have attachments to disconnect, and separation means not union. Some of you, it may be due to a karmic, it might be due to a circumstance, it might be due to the time, and you've got to disconnect from time. Yeah, basically traffic light it. Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to Mars you, I'm going to breathe it out. Plenty of Marsing, good old road rage, got to be careful of that. Okay, so this separation energy of what's coming up into view at the moment, where you guys are at, feminines will be in the Juno energy. And we also have, I do believe, Venus and Scorpio. Regardless, you're going to be looking at the longevity. What are you looking for in a connection? Are you willing to be vibrationally open? Are you willing to move through the pain, move through the mystery, so to speak? Because a lot of times we have a lot of fixation too. It's almost like a wedding planner. Got to plan everything, bridezilla, so to speak. Got to know where everything's going, how everything's going to be. Even if you guys have been in and out of connection, when you do come into it, it is very much like you do need to look at it like a brand new beginning with a brand new person, because that person will vibrationally be a new vibration. You may relate to it very similar to it being an old vibration, and it won't work. You'll still come back into the connection, but you'll get to a point, you'll be dealing with it like it's an old connection, but you can't, because it's like you needed to, the foundational energy moving forward. So with the Scorpionic energy, most of you guys with this rune are going through this. Now, Jupiter and Saturn is transiting next month. We're also going to have Saturn and Jupiter making a conjunction, which, as I mentioned, hasn't happened since the 1400s. It's a huge energy. It's where they went through the Dark Age, recessions, pandemics, things to that degree in history, okay? And then it moved to the Golden Age, but you had to move through the dark into the light, which is, moving into 2021. It is a nicer vibration with the Aquarius energy coming through, but at the same time, it's not to say there's not going to be work. It's the rebuild energy. Connected on both sides of the fence. You guys are about ready to move through a door. You don't have to see it right away. You will energetically start feeling that something is changing. This relates to Odin, which again, you can look at Uranus and Taurus and Saturn. Fire. Okay. What does this come up between? Oh, this has been coming up for a few months, guys. Nothing is for nothing. Anything you've been through, and I totally agree with this being in union, anything you have been through will directly serve you on the other side. This is to do with gifts, opportunities, partnerships, love match, sacrifice, obligation. Nothing is for nothing. The quadrant has been or will be offered a gift from the gods. This may take the form of wisdom or insight or an opportunity. The quadrant is warned, however, of the responsibilities inherently in accepting such a gift, which will be spiritual initially at first, and it generally is, because, we do tend to look at everything 2-3D, so it tends to be, but we're on the path to twin flame union. And a lot of readers do say, until you've done both sides, once you've done that, and I'm not saying I'm all there, I'm not meaning that, you do understand why some state it's not about just the union. You will get the union. It is also the benefits. You can't even explain them, how you realize you've stood in your way, where your paradigms were, where you were maybe feeling you had to fight for it, but it would naturally flow towards you. So it is becoming like a magic manifestor in a very gentle way. So you're learning to really stay in alignment, so to speak, and not get attached to the outcome. Warns against great taking gifts or relationships for granted. healthy give and take. I'm telling you, it's 8th house placement. This Scorpio transit is the Phoenix rising for the masculines. So what's to come is going to be different, but it's also you being in the vibration of openness so that you understand the necessity of intimate connections from a spiritual perspective. Hi, Chris. Which is what is being alchemized inside of you first prior to you directly attracting it. So some energies are going, old belief systems, old ways we were doing things, they're going out, right? As we move forward, we're being open to new perspectives. Also with the, I've forgotten the name of it now. I've been saying ladybugs, which again, spider, which is to do with feminine energy. There's a lot coming up to do with feminine at the moment. You're in a better position than they think, but it's also with that spiritual power, you must, again, with the spiritual power, actually using it correctly from a and I don't feel many of you are manipulative, but it's realizing with becoming the magician, there comes great power. So really tuning into how you look at things, because you will find as you do ascend further, you are accidentally able to manifest very quickly. So negative thoughts can alchemize, positive thoughts can alchemize. Detachment of the outcome allows the river to flow. So you do have to be very careful with this because it's very powerful. I do feel a lot of what's going on in this separation has given both energies the space and time to heal, but it's also giving you the power back on both sides of the fence to choose what you feel is correct for you. Okay, so masculines to the left or the right? Which one is it going to be? I'm letting you guys pick. Oh, wait. Dropped in your lap. Yeah, you're the second person who told me that. I've been saying a lot. It does relate to your creativity. It does, right, okay. It does relate to our intricate webs we weave. But it's magician energy again. Okay, to the right for masculines, yes. It's better than to the left, I used to sing that. That was after him and I broke up many moons ago. Good old Beyonce, gotta love her, right? Hey, it takes a while to get divine, I'm telling you. It takes work. Don't be surprised if some of us get into a bit of a lower vibration, you know, where we're a bit potty mouth when it comes to the way we say things. Okay, so the ruin that the masculines have. Okay. Okay, it is, can't make this up, Scorpio, black, earth, you, Odin. Yep, that makes sense. Because the cicada links to Saturn and Scorpio, which is currently the transit we have right now. And I was like, okay, divine, feminine, the Kundalini serpent rising. Go and research it, cicada. I was like, you can. It was literally today. You can't make it up. Scorpio placements next month, moving Saturn into Aquarius for collective energy. You know, better vibrations, flexibility, endurance, protection, change, empowerment, problem solving for divine masculine. Jupiter will move into Aquarius, which is linked to masculine. Scorpio is allowing the 8th house placement collectively for masculines to sit in the energy and go, wow, okay, what have I got myself into? Or spiritually coming to terms with things. It all very much depends on where they are spiritually. But regardless, many are coming to an awakening state. They're still going to be tired. So you need to understand that. Some of us are in agitated energy. We're embodying too much masculine. So we need to, and that's because you're channeling it. You're channeling their frequency. So getting grounded so that you guys can feel anchored in. I had a little birdie fly into my room. Yeah, I had that the other day. And what did the bird meaning mean? It was to do with psychic protection and messages from the other side with the type of bird it was. Usually they say when it comes into the house, it's negative, but with the bird type, and because I'm psychic and I do see the afterlife, you know, I understood who the message was coming from. So I was like, thank you. Okay, that's very weird. And it was to do with the fact that feminines were actually upgrading, becoming very psychic. We need to use our energy correctly. Yeah, and allowing, again, be free, feel grounded, it's flowing. Magical empowerment, psychic protection, spiritual attainment. Distortion, vulnerability, and death, but it's death of the ego. So it's in the upright, which is really positive. It's almost seeing what is, what they're willing to protect, where they're energetically feeling directly connected to. Yeah, my North Node's in Scorpio too. I feel you, doll. It's a real sucky placement. It's hard work. It's a very interesting life. It's the hard yards, I say. Okay. Plus, it's hitting our nodal energy with both Taurus and Scorpio at the moment, the full moon in Taurus. Okay, so masculines at the moment are in looking at the past, and this has been coming up largely. It has been any betrayals that occurred, the regression and the reflection upon that at a very karmic level. Now, psychologically, spiritually, if maybe there was stagnation in those areas, it may have been due to feeling obligated, paying the debt forward, and maybe even the projection of people saying, this is who you are, accept it, this is all you can be. That's really been coming through in the collective with readings. Go and have a look yourself. This is in the past position. Subjects, and this can be blockages coming through in the connection that we're needing to spiritually let go. We can't have the new beginnings without closing that old door. So emotionally, with the heart chakra activation with Taurus, then the throat chakra had been coming through. Also the third eye when I've been tuning into the masculines, the fatigue with the base chakra. A lot of work has been done. Now, if their bodies are becoming extremely fatigued, it's so their souls can have that upgrade energetically. What they're purging is this betrayal energy, maybe lower frequency energy that maybe they embodied or how it played out. They're looking at it and then needing to walk away from it, but they're putting it in the past. I do feel they're being very... a lot of negative talk is coming up, but again, it's because the awakening is there. So the viewpoint of it is different because it's not to the core of who they are. This cycle also, they do feel it's taken an awful long time to correct, to move, not wishing we could turn time back, but we really can't, needing to be in the acceptance of what it was. And really, it can be legal dynamics that are coming up in these situations, or just merely getting to a space that they're needing to create balance. And I do feel this is connected to all their relationships because the justice energy to me is coming through very similar to Libra. And it's also wanting to attract a very yin-yang connection with the yin-yang symbol in the middle. Interesting. It's almost like something in them has transformed, and it can feel like it is going to be in 24 hours. Whatever this is, I do feel how it's coming through is they're wanting to come through very traditional. They're wanting to embody that natural vibration that they've always had, but that they've felt quite challenged by. Their mind has been really nasty to them. So the thoughts, the processes, the memories, it's very similar to Dark Night of the Soul. The foundation of where they stand, it's accepting the past. It's looking at the past for what it was. A lot of times, sometimes we feel that maybe we were victims to circumstances, but it's merely an experience. A lot of these things that do happen in the connections and outside of the connections and our own interconnections aren't fun. We do end up being very critical towards ourselves. This is really what's coming through for masculine in their own vibration. Now, for feminines, you guys might be on the fence. Okay, wanting a relationship. Do I stay? Do I go? Do I go with somebody else? Some of you may have somebody else. A few clients that I've been coaching have had that experience. Again, with the coaching, I will say, if you are tuning into any human being, doesn't have to have the tag twin. If you have not energetically come to terms with it, you're not completely going to alchemize a okay, for instance, if you're healing and you feel very triggered, you will attract a person directly at that very same vibration. So it is safer for your energy in your ascension to solely come to terms with that than to allow another energy in. It's almost like your battery becomes depleted. And that's why they say abstinence with your chakra system, especially in separation. Because what you're effectively doing is through the pain body experience, you're purging it out and you're filling your battery with solar plexus, sacral chakra. So it pours into your creativity and you end up making soul union again with yourself, with the energy to move forward, and you attract a like-minded vibration. So if you're on the fence and you're still thinking about twin, I've seen many twins where we jump on, we're getting, really feisty about the situation. We're like, oh, we've moved forward, we've got somebody else, but we're looking at twin flame videos. The only person we can ever lie to is ourselves. So it's about every given day being in alignment of where you are, and you can change your mind tomorrow, that's fine. But just being in the truth about that, of today, I'm not so happy with this. Today, I'm really in love. What does remain when you do move through the pain body experience, you actually can't believe it, is love. And it always does end up being that. You might get resentful towards that, but what does come through is the heart chakra activation of love that you do have with that person, be it you're with them, be it you're not. It does return to that vibration of love. So again, I do feel by this Gemini eclipse, there's going to be some major changes and shifts happening. Again, you're looking back to what you'd really thought this connection was going to be, which is, you looked at who you always saw this person to be. Someone who was fully capable, somebody who was in their power. Some of you may have been looking at their light and thinking, God, you don't resemble the person that I remember you to be. And that's the sadness, really, when we do see someone that we do care about and we see their potentials. But the funny thing is 9 times out of 10, it directly resonates on the other side of the fence as well. What we project out is what we want for ourselves. So it is about turning that back and directly connecting it to you and understanding as much as they deserve their throne, you also deserve your throne. But it's about viewing yourself in that perspective and knowing that they are going to be able to do that. Now, I do feel there is some blast from the past coming back. There's also the chemistry is going to start coming back with the solar plexus and sacral chakra being activated. So if you've been getting that intimate vibe coming through, it is because this energy is coming up. I also see that many of you felt that this was a friend, a person you could have a partnership with, as well as their potentiality. So it was the whole bag. It was a friendship. It was everything it could be. At times, I do feel, though, it gradually moved away from that. And that's the thing, really, that holds, I feel, divine feminine and masculine there, is what it was. Once you're moving through that purgatory experience, you're accepting what the past was. I do feel point blank zero, both with the Ace of Wands and at the heart of the read, the Four of Wands. With Juno moving into Sagittarius and the Scorpio energy, the vibration that's coming through for both twins is they're wanting a relationship that's going to go the distance. They're wanting a relationship that can accept them with the good, the bad, the ugly. Now, 90% of times when you look at marriages, and this has come up this morning as well with my clients, is that in a marriage we say, till death do you part. The funny thing is there were in very traditional relationships betrayals, toxicity and things to that degree. And I mean, I did nursing for over 25 years and I heard hundreds of stories. But the thing was, they worked it out. Some of you may be feeling a blockage. It could be a karmic, it could be marriage, whatever that thing is. Now, spiritually, you can still have that love and you can still have that connection. And it is effectively a soul marriage because you are having the good, the bad, and the ugly till death do us part. Now, with the Four of Wands coming in, I feel you guys are manifesting this. But you're worried, and I see the lava on the floor. It's like something coming up. Now, I do want you guys to really, really trust your intuition, because in the last few weeks, intuition has been on point, and you guys need to learn to trust yourselves. If you have an instinct of danger or something coming up, trust it. If you have an instinct of communication, again, trust it. Embody it and start developing that energy. I do feel at the moment, you may be very focused on your hopes and goals. You also are in the foundation similar to masculines. Masculine, in the heart, it's like this karmic cycle needing to end. Is it ever going to be over? You guys, your foundation is the stress due to that. So you're both directly mirroring each other with this, but you do want the clarity so you can move forward. Now, connectedly, the separation, you might find that your twin's in hermit mode. Now, I don't feel it's for long. Not at all. We have the moon energy coming through here. Now, I'm showing a time frame. The Empress, again, there you go. You guys are going to have the psychic download as to what's going on. That's why I said you guys have to listen to your intuition. If you're sensing something and feeling something, nothing's for nothing. Listen to what it has to say to you, and that's come through too. Chemistry, energy, and victory, right? To do with what you'd manifested in and what you both want. And it's on each of your fence. And again, your foundation might be, look, I don't have a solution to this. How can this be so? And I'll give you an example. If you feel there is a circumstance playing out in your TF connection, I want you to practice in the next 48 hours allowing that to go. Now, the reason I say that is because when there is no solution, from what I have experienced, if you state, I have no solution, I accept where it is, then get to the energy of allowing and disconnecting and knowing it's not all yours to fix, universe is going to give you a solution. And it can come through in a tower moment. I'm going to pull some cards. There's been circumstances through my union and through my separation that when I've done that, I've been operating from the third eye, which right here at the moment, you've got the sun feminines, right? So when you're tuning into something and you're looking at it from a psychological, psychic point of view, and you can't see a way that could ever transform and that everything's forever. So not true. Nothing's forever. Not even my hair staying the same color, right? Got to keep coloring it. So, I'm sure science will fix that one day. So my point is, with that, if you don't find a solution, what I've found, if you let go and you're like, oh God, Jesus, take the wheel. You get my gist. It's like, I've got no solution. I don't know how to look at this. And just take a break from the thought process. You will find, well, thanks, Star. You'll find in 24 hours a solution or a shift will happen. Well, I was going to colour my hair tonight, but I wanted to hang out with you guys. Hi, Ange. How you doing, beautiful? What's been cracking? Are you looking after yourself? I knew I was going to hear from you. I had thought about you yesterday. Now, what have you been doing, woman? It's funny because sometimes, look, if you guys have been a little bit protective inside your connections and you feel connected to this person, if there's conflict, are you trying to manifest what you don't want to happen, right? Sometimes there can be a situation where you don't believe they're going to come back different. Everything's always going to be the same. So when it directly comes towards you, it's that self-sabotage energy. It may also be where you're feeling it's got to look a certain way and you're getting iffy due to past tense triggers. Come back to this now moment. If you feel they need to change something, tell yourself that's on their side of the fence. They have power as I have power, and they can transform as I have. And it's almost like saying to yourself, look, you're an ego. If you can do it and you're a feminine, they can do it too, and move into that freedom. Now, I do see what was coming up here. There can be conflicts surrounding us at the moment. We have the nodes in Gemini, the nodes in Sagittarius. There can be disputes with siblings. There can be issues to do with schooling, communication, technology. There can be hacking. What else can there be? More lockdown energy temporarily, and then open back up. Miscommunication, crosswise, and secrets. Everything's coming up and out, but we need to pause until about next month. Things will make sense. Everything that's going down is moving you into the alignment of being free. Now, when I say free, wherever you are, with whomever you're with, how do you feel when you're in that vibration? Are you able to be a singular energy separate from it and be in alignment? Or are you, thinking on another energy? It's going to cause problems, okay? Because this intuition of dreaming, daydreaming, it's sort of like, how do I put it? You want to dream the dream. No, you want to live the dream, not dream the dream. So it's about doing what you can within your power to free yourself, and it's occurring on both sides of the fence. So however that lands, there's something both in feminine's and masculine's lives that is being moved. One can be a 3D circumstance. The other can be something that's going on inside. And for both of us, it'll pretty much be yin and yang for feminines and masculines. Hot and cold behavior. Yeah. Like I said, you won't get normal at the moment with Mars. Mars at the moment is direct, but again, we do have Aries and Chiron. Now, I have had in the last 2 weeks a lot of clients having communication. You need to, when you're tuning into it, that you've got to get to a point, SK, that you're looking at it going, that is not forever. If they're hot and cold, if they're agitated, don't own it. Come back to self. It's not about you. So it's kind of hard. We're going to be hard to ourselves. Not everything is about us, but we tend to, we tend to project to the ones we love. It's just the way it goes. It's not right, but we do tend to. So if you're getting hot and cold and it's all over the place, understand they're having a soul walking and detach. Don't take it personal. It's part of the Phoenix rising, okay? It's almost like when you've gone through an ascension process and then you're watching it. It's sort of like when you've worked in an industry for years. Some people are great trainers, some people aren't. Some people are agitated. They're like, I know how to do this. Can you just hurry up? Other people are like, I've been where you've been. Yeah, I think you've got this down packed. Do this, that, and they're more in alignment with it. So it depends on how you want to relate to the energy. If you're going to get angry because you know how long your ascension process took, if you're going to get angry because you're tuning into how long you waited, the funny thing is when we do look at it, it's energy. When we're tuning into it's going to be a long time, we're extending time. When we're tuning into victim consciousness, I've been waiting, I don't want to wait anymore. Funny thing is 9 times out of 10 masculines pushed you because they're not wanting you to, but you're trying to prove to them that you're the one, you want to be with them, but then you go into this disbelief energy. So it's kind of this really interesting way we do things. It's push, pull, but we don't have to prove anything. If somebody moves, dance with that energy. You want to go? Okay, that's fine. I'll let you go. I'm sitting here, little Miss Muffet, sat on a tupper, eating her curds and whey. Hi, Jan. How you doing, doll? My famous artist. I've got grey hair tonight. You're going to paint me white hair now. I've always wanted that white hair anyway. Getting to a point you realise that if the person is going to leave, let them go. Sit. Don't chase. Don't put energy on Facebook. Don't promote how miserable you are. Do the inner work. Sit with the energy because you're advertising it. You're advertising, I'm broken, I'm sad, all of those things. And they do watch you. Don't feed the dinosaur. Sit in your energy, upgrade yourself, right? Then when they have no contact, they're like, okay, feminine's not reacting the same way. I don't understand. But you have to really retrain yourself. You've got to go, no, I'm sitting here. I'm working on myself. If that's what it is, I accept that. Okay, that's fine. If you have second thoughts, I hope to hear from you. I had silver last. Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind different color, but again, I can't put peroxide on my hair. Joys of Ascension, it's like you just become allergic to certain things and you end up going holistic. So I've got my green tea. Yeah, I got my green tea. Let's get into it. How are they feeling about feminines? I might even do a little one for per zodiac, I think. Let's go element by element. Where is that paperwork? I wrote it down somewhere. Bear with me. Where did I put it? There. Okay. Gemini. Feel free to timestamp it. Let's see what comes up for you. Number one, Gemini, you guys have first house placement for the eclipse. You also have Scorpio that was activating. That is to do with endings and transformations. Where is it? Okay, very Capricorn energy. Okay, you inside your life may have been having to be it to everyone. But the thing is, with the 8th house placement, it's about give and take, yin and yang, receptive energy. You can transform that, okay? You've got solar plexus in reverse, which is a blockage there. If you feel that you are lacking creativity and you're needing to let go of something and you're purging, try and get into alignment with that. But accept that it's not all one-sided. Your opportunity is going to come, okay? This cycle, and I do feel it's by the eclipse in Gemini, I do feel something is changing, but it's happening in you first. Tap into your creativity. And again, I do feel moving into 2021 and beyond, maximum, I'm seeing 4 is in, it could be 4 hours, 4 weeks, 4 months max, but I don't really feel 4 months. There is a transformation here, and it is to do with the way you had your connection previously. It's going to be different. Libra, you got 9th house. Okay, you've also got the axis of Taurus in the 8th. Again, similar, money, beauty, luxury, the way you're seen, the way you see this person, your heart chakra activation. It's coming up and it's opening up. There can be some travel on the horizon. This can also be connections going to the next level. There's a blockage here for you guys. Those of you that do feel that it's never going to happen, I do feel there's resistance energy to detaching, because you have these cards and I'm sensing them as a given upright, but they're coming through energetically in a reversal. And I can say, Libras, you guys have really been through it. You've been to hell, okay? Breathe. I want Libras right now. Breathe in. Blow the negative energy out. You're tired. I understand. Helpless and hopeless, okay? You might be a hopeless romantic. It's okay. Yes, dreams do come true. I remember a time where I said fairy tales didn't exist. They weren't real. And I'd spent all my childhood reading fairy tales, right? Met twin flame, fairy tales. Separation, fairy tales aren't real. 8th house is about shared resources. Be open to allowing beauty to grow, to allow love to grow. And again, this coming together is going to happen. But for some of you, you're feeling that's impossible. But it is a purge. Now, again, if you're feeling like running, I ask you not to. But you can't. The only thing you'll be running from is self. So see how that resonates. You haven't missed it. We just did Libra, actually, 4 twin flames. So if you're feeling helpless and hopeless, if you're purging, if you feel it's over, if you feel the beauty, the manifestation, abundance, isn't it? Yes, are coming together as that. Aquarius. You guys have 5th house. So with this twin flame connection, This can be something to do with children, maybe wanting to have children, maybe wanting to have romance, maybe feeling that's not there, wanting that to come in. It is coming in. There is light coming on your side, but there's going to be a transformation. And this is an activation that will last 6 months with that eclipse, which I will do the eclipse energy update with the astrology. You've also got, let me look, the 8th house axis, which is very heavy in the matrix at the moment in the astrology, which is your career sector. Again, with twin flame path, you'll find there will be areas that will be highlighted for you. If you're feeling that you're pouring your energy into that, it's very positive. If you're creating that, again, very positive. It's funny, the 8s keep coming through. It's quite spooky, actually. You're going to have success and growth, okay? And this is creating joy and stability. And you'll find that your vibration by probably a week before next month, you're going to start feeling pretty vivacious. You're going to look very attractive. This vitality and stability that you're alchemizing inside your life, you are having an upgrade and you do have luck on your side. You're going to be attracting this. So there's going to be benefits in various areas. Hi, Justine. Now, I do feel, please don't second guess yourself. Part of that path is to do with everything in your life as well. And having those things in order detaches that codependent energy so that you are in alignment and you're dancing with the energy over, fearing that if it was leaving, it'd be a bit like Wilbur. You know, is it Wilbur with Tom Hanks? I'm pretty sure it is. You know, you don't want to get to that. That's your long lost friend, and without it, you can't breathe. You know, we need to get into the analogy of the airplanes going down, put the mask on, look after yourself. Wilson. I'm telling you, I'm going to get one of those props, right? I'm going to have Wilson right here. And I'm going to be like, Wilson. That's twin flame. That's how we are, right? Breathe it in. Having everything else around you is attracting this in you, becoming very attractive. You're hot to trot, Aquarius. Aries, you got 3rd house. Oh, you know, the weirdest thing I heard in my head? The weirdest thing I heard in my head. Now, I'm probably going to have to pull some cards after this, and it might be for Karmics. I'm going to see what these cards are. They always drop on the floor. Was it 1 or 2? Oh, my God. The first thing I heard was you talk too much. And oh, wow, what does that come through? But I'm not feeling it's Aries. I think it's somebody's energy around them. So that's a separate channeled message. Let's see what these cards are. Right? We've got 3. Potentially it could be relating to Karmics. Let's see. Love. Detach. Did I pick the other one up? No, I didn't. And choose your battles. Okay, a bit of war there. Kind of makes sense. Mars retrograde, Aries and Chiron. Let's have a look at the chart. So Gemini is hitting the 3rd house. Now, this can be the daily routine. It can be the emotions and the psychology coming up with them inside their lives. And also with Scorpio, it can be to do with those shared resources. Now, you know, if you're in alignment with the person and the situations you're doing, it's going to flow fine. But I'm kind of feeling for some it's not. So those of you that are dealing with the shared resources, emotional, and you're open to it, it's going to flow. And you're really guided to work on that openness at the moment. With Scorpio, we're feeling very protective, very secretive. We're having to trust that, and we're having to open up and walk into the energy. But it's challenging because we're scared. Realizing with all these energies of 8th house, it is about being open. We're being forced to be open. I do feel, though, there is a frequency coming through that they're actually a bit stuck, and yeah, there could be legalities or battles or conflict coming through, but it is going to pass. But there can be something major to do with movement and communication. So lots of talking. Yeah, okay, this is them leaving a situation that doesn't resonate with them to be where they want to be. Being open, letting the past go and moving forward. Sag, what's Hano? Leo. Let's not forget Leo. You guys, you get 11th house placement. You're almost ready for next month's energy with that 11th house. Oh, you're very in your Sagittarius energy coming through here, guys. Leo. You guys have the access of your hopes and dreams and aspirations and your hopes and dreams, right? Now, your Venus placement happens to be Aquarius. So already large subjects for you guys is going to be your connections. As I mentioned, the energy of Aquarius coming through is the activation of you having these opportunities coming through. When you hit the 8th house placement, it happens to be Pisces. We've got Neptune and Pisces as it goes direct, 29th. You will have alignment energy of being open to that. So if it's been slow, it's normal. Try and move with that frequency. You may not be having enough time to meditate, okay? You're needing to take some time to listen because there is some psychic guidance coming through for you, but you're not listening. You're in the 3D, not of the 5D, and you need to balance both. You've got to take 5, and with the Gemini nodes at the moment, it's almost like too much is coming at us. We're very fatigued with Mars having had a retrograde for 8 weeks. You could be feeling quite alone with some of the things you're trying to change, but try and sit with it. Realize you're not. Understand that you have great connections coming through and the movement is coming there. There could be something sudden where you change your thought on what the hope and dream was. And again, that's that Scorpionic energy, purging, transforming, and moving forward. Now, Sagittarius, you guys have the 7th house activated with the Gemini eclipse. With that, it can be very interesting because the following month, we also have almost back-to-back. We've got the eclipse in Gemini, then we've got the eclipse in Sagittarius. So for you, you're getting a double whammy. It's pretty tiring for you. Also for Gemini, it's pretty similar because you're going to have your 7th house activated the following month. So there's such massive movement. Yes, I do mean being fully present. Be present, but take time out from white noise. Right, bonjour. Take time to actually, how do I put it? To not be, filling your time up. Time gets filled up anyway, but actually pausing, having a cup of tea or doing something that you can just sit so that you can sense how you feel. You need to be in awareness daily of how you are feeling. If you're not acknowledging that, but you're worried about bills, work, cleaning, cooking, talking to your friends, you're not listening, okay? Listening to self, that comes first, then the others comes first. Similar to the plane going down. Putting the mask on, tune into you, then you can help others. That's what needs to happen there. So Sagittarius, you guys, wow, okay, does make sense. Juno is going to be in Sag. Venus is going to be hitting Sag with Gemini. And the 8th house is, cards keep flying out. Let's have a look. Your emotions, your emotional connection, your intuition, there's something that can be coming up. I do feel there can be a very heartwarming conversation. You might be feeling a bit down, moving forward, dealing with life as it is. But I do think whatever this is, it's almost like the separation is getting to the point, very interesting, Jen, to the point where it's making your heart grow bigger. So this is building your connection, not breaking it. It's building the bond. Taurus. Your emotions at the moment can be coming up, and I do feel your emotions connected to how you deal with the hurt can be coming up. You might be very critical of yourself at the moment. You do tend to find, look, with the Gemini eclipse, it's hitting your 2nd house placement. If your emotions to do with the things are very up and down, it can get you to a point you could be avoiding eating, overeating, can be toxicity with, substance, etc. But it's the emotions and it's the upgrade of that energy. It's going to transform and it is changing. If you're feeling this person isn't looking at you in a beautiful way, it's weird because you guys are Taurus. Don't be thinking that. I'm telling you, don't be thinking that. You're beautiful. So understanding it isn't a competition. At the moment, you could be feeling a little bit imbalanced. Getting into balance, again with the 2nd house placement, also from a purgatory experience, you're going to have the axis of Scorpio. Where am I? So organised today, right? Your relationship sector. Okay, emotionally, you might not have had people that have been there for you. And this can be twin too. It's yin and yang. Both of you in duality are feeling that. Get into balance, get grounded. If there's no solution, what I promoted before, try and do that. It's going to help anchor it in and bring it in. I do feel there's direct movement. You've got to trust the process. This can even be communication coming in again in conversations. Virgo. Virgo. You guys have your throat chakra activated. There could be things that you need to talk about that have been unfinished business. Told you. Whoa. It's going to shock you, right? As soon as I saw the face on the card, it went face down. It's a bit like, whatever this communication is, it can be a little bit shocking, but it can be your words or it could be you hearing something and then having to communicate back to this person. But it's whatever this is, it's going to be about healing. It's going to be about releasing, transforming, and changing. It does feel like a heavy weight to bear. It does feel very emotional. You've also got something to do with your career coming up. This can also be the way people have seen you. If you've been painted in ill fashion and there needed to be an apology, I do feel this can be coming through to you guys where it will be very positive. Again, I'm getting the same message. Feminines with the Sagittarius energy with Juno. If you're thinking of running or thinking of hiding, be careful. Don't do that. You're hiding from what you want. You need to get to a point you feel safe, yes. You need to trust yourself. I feel some of you are wanting to go into hermit mode to protect yourself. Capricorn, last but not least, and then we'll pull a few cards for the karmic energy. Okay, what's coming up for Capricorn, please? We've got 6th house. Pay attention to your health, your emotions, your feelings. There could be a lot coming up that was hidden from you. We do call the 6th house the house of hidden enemies. Any routines that you had with twin, I do feel they're changing. But you're really stepping into your power and you're getting to a point you want things to grow in your life. So you're wanting them to come correct. You're wanting them to come to a point that they're flowing towards you. You're not fighting for them. I don't feel you want to be competitive. That's okay, sweet. Now, similar, I do feel you guys are changing your friendship groups. I do feel if you've had falling out with friends, this can be old friends from the past coming back. This can even be people that are directly connected to you and your twin. Maybe even having a perspective on how they saw you, and it's very different to how they saw you before. It can be really odd conversations. I don't have a bad feeling with your energy coming through. It's really strange. It's almost like you guys are fine. It doesn't mean to say where you're at, you feel that. I don't know why I'm sensing this. It's like you might not be believing it and letting things flow. You could be being very strict on yourself. There's a nervous energy in the abdomen. But there is a growth here. There is growth. There's growth and transformation. Be careful what you're tuning into. You will spin it. What else am I saying? Whatever this is, it's going to transform you. I don't think you're going to be the same by mid-month next month. I just don't feel you're going to be. You're not going to see it. It's detached. I do feel it's detaching from the ego, detaching from the outcome. It's almost like you're quite focused on your projects, but you're seeing the mirror inside things. I do feel some of you are feeling the circuit rising energy, but you also, be careful of magic. But I'm sort of seeing you might be having flashbacks to some of these hopes and dreams. If you're entertaining another energy, I feel I can feel it. And I don't think it will be long if that's so. There's a bit of jealousy here. Okay, let's pull some cards for the karmic, and then I'm going to go hit the hay. You know, what deck do we use? What's this one like? Maybe. We want to keep it basic, or we want to see the full-blown yuck? What do we want, guys? Do we want the full-blown yuck, or just keep it simple? Keep it simple. We want yuck or simple? That makes me laugh. Okay, so far the two cards that have come out are about right. Okay, what is going on with karmic? You don't mind. Well, the two cards that come out is trust the divine planets in reverse, and that's for the karmics. And it's also be decisive, and it's in reverse. So that's a good start, right? Okay, what is coming up? What is surrounding karmics? Okay. I'll be doing a prayer after this. Okay, you know, a spiritual one. What, lighting myself? Okay. What is the energy surrounding the masculine and the karmic energy? Wow. Okay. Do something different. Not happy. Admit your vulnerability. They're having to admit, you know, what they're wanting inside this connection. This can be conversations where karmic energies believe that, you know, maybe if they start again, it can be on solid ground. But I'm seeing from the energy coming through, it's not looking like that is so. Now, what they're doing at the moment is rejuvenating, which is kind of what I tuned into the other day. It was about 3 days ago. I was like, okay, we're back again, are we? I just tune into energy point blank zero, and I generally feel about a week to 3 days beforehand. So there has been some of that coming up in a karmic test, but most of them are going to pass. I don't feel concerned about it. Okay, how is the masculine looking? Too many. How is the masculine looking at the karmic? We'll clarify on that. They're trying to be patient, but at the same time, they had been patient for a long time. They're hoping that that person can actually choose their path and get on their path to being creative, maybe even, you know, moving into their own feminine energy. But their value systems are very different. They're trying to be patient through a humanistic experience. They're wanting the karmic to focus on their own art and their own energy, and to have some reflection as to why they're doing what they're doing. They're actually not too fussed what they're doing, to be quite honest. Let's pull the other deck. Okay, what do we need to know? Anything we need to know? Yeah, I'd say many aren't moving out. There is depression between them both. There's not positive energy at the moment. There's moody tension, not seeing eye to eye. I do feel conflict in a sense, trying to be patient, but at the same time projecting back to the karmic. You need to look at yourself in the mirror. They're looking back at this offer that was made, and I'll pull a clarifier. I'm kind of feeling there's regret to do with them accepting that. They did look at it in a certain way of innocence and beauty at the time, but there's separation energy here. Yeah, separation. Okay. I will in the end up. I'll see how it goes. Okay, so they're in. This is a real karmic lesson learned. It's like I ain't doing that again, and it is separation. They got separation here. They've got divorce energy. They got justice as the foundation. I do feel if the karmic tries to come back, it's all here, right? It's all here. Yeah, you might have been wonderful, beautiful, lovely, but it's not that no more. It's something's changed, and it's okay because that's what endings are. It's not, sometimes we do tend to take things way too personal. We transform, we change. Even us as twins, we can sometimes because we're in pain, we're hurt. It's our own perspective. Okay, well, just to go feminine need to know about this situation. Are there any warnings for the divine feminine to do with this situation? Okay. I'm laughing because many of you, where you're at, you're going to think that masculine is coming back like a Casanova. I'm just saying it all. Okay? This person, though, deep down is a hard worker. There is a romantic energy coming through here. Some of you will look at this card and go, oh, here we go. It's not an emperor, it's a knight. But you've got to understand, you don't come back perfect. Many of you in the tarot readings, you're kind of waiting for the emperor or the empress in the deck. And we're in a real world. So we move to that through our transformation, but it doesn't happen right away. And it doesn't mean to say lower frequency energies are going to happen in this. It's more to do with the fact that when we've gone through our ascension process, we're not perfect. Some of us could be rich, some of us could be broke, and it's about being open and willing to build. So this is coming up, but I think it's going to shock some of you. You're going to hear about this. You're going to hear about something that went down. Something is about to go down. There is the Knight of Wands energy here. I feel it's relating to masculine. In the mix, in the circle, there is a Tower moment. There is a separate energy, and I'm going to pull a clarifier on that. Who is this, please? Who is this person? I don't feel it's a male. I feel it's a female. Okay, this is someone that they haven't talked to or dealt with for a while. This could be any given person. I do feel it's a female. This is a very stubborn energy. I'm getting, and I'm not reading this like a normal tarot deck. This is my psychic energy that's coming through. There is a separate energy. The way they are coming through, it does feel a tactical approach. Now, it does feel as though they're hoping enough time has gone where divine masculine or feminine is dealing with this differently. However, it's a hope. It's not a 3D reality. This is almost like biding time, which up here with the karmic energy is rejuvenate. Taking stock, assessing it, right? Looking at things and trying to reapproach this situation. There's a lot of jealousy here. So you need to be aware of that. Jealousy is dangerous, but generally it's to the one who's projecting it. What does feminine need to do? Anything feminine needs to do? Who's messaging me at this hour? That's interesting. Probably my daughter. Right. Tomboline, guys. Smudge stick your house. You can wear psychic protection. If you get psychic energy that you're tuning into to do with them, you can block it out. That's what I would suggest, because you're going to have clarity about something. Something's coming up. I do feel you're being watched. This karmic situation is coming up again because it hasn't happened the way they wanted it to. They're not happy with the picture. They're not happy with how life is being. There's projection. You are fine. They are not. They're coming through as the devil. Okay? Don't interact with it. Kind of send it energetically back psychically. Any questions in the house while I clean up my mess? And smudge my room. Have you had chocolate, Olsen? I don't know if I could eat chocolate at the moment. I have been really hungry lately, though. Bloody Mars retrograde, that killed me. That was horrible. That made me very hungry. Yeah, I'm one of the girls at Easter that it's like, just give me the biggest Easter egg so I can finish it in that day. So then it's all gone and I can't have chocolate there. I love lemon butter too. If I have lemon butter in the house, I'm just going to eat the whole jar, so I just don't buy it. Lemon curd. Mars is direct, but Chiron and Aries is retrograde still. So it still is Mars energy. So it already is direct. But we have Uranus and Taurus retrograde. We've got Neptune in Pisces, I believe. It goes direct on the 29th. What, eating chocolate? For those of you who are new in the chat, Olsen is Olsen's a chocolate man, okay? He likes chocolate. Just FYI. Yeah. I did used to say to my dad he should eat chocolate. Wanted to know TF towards you. Let's see what comes through, doll. They've got a very interesting circumstance around them at the moment. It's funny because as soon as I started reading that, chocolate therapy, it's true, Olsen, the dizziness in the eyes came through. Are you in communication? Because I'm seeing a circumstance to do with health energy coming up, but it can be just fatigue, but it does feel very blurred vision. Let's have a look. Chocolate. You're making me hungry with chocolate, also. Stop it. If you guys want to protect yourself psychically, you can use coffee beans as well. Yeah, Neptune retrograde. If you're having Ascension symptoms, you'll tend to get stuck in the 4D a bit too much and you can get psychic attacks. So I kind of lay off it a little bit around that time. Talk about that in a moment. Yeah, there's a lot of conflict around your twin at the moment. I do feel they feel dizzy from the circumstance. So they're not going to be reacting normal towards you at the minute. I do feel it's going to settle down though. They are trying to transform, right? They're unstable at the moment though. It's not a personal thing. In general, they're trying to shift this about, but they're trying to find a way through it. And that's why I say when you're getting that energy, try and move to a point. If you don't have a solution, it becomes very tunnel vision. Tune out, and again, it will shift with 24 hours. You can do a guided meditation for that to do with twins, where you've got to get really grounded and be in a very good vibration. When you're doing a guided meditation to meet with them, you can meet with them in a garden and you can directly see if their energy is open and receptive to communication, and you can interconnect and communicate. Well, you can respond now, but it's up to you. And that's what was coming through with feminine energy. It was almost like not being receptive. You don't have to go into days and days and weeks. It's like it's not a tit for tat energy. If you feel the need to communicate, great. Was it a question? You can respond back. Hey, how are you? You can keep it very simple and it's baby steps. At the moment, I do feel they want that inner connection of what you guys do have, which is also a friendship. But yeah, I just see you looking at the phone. I don't feel an urgency either. So you've got to tune to how you're relating to it. Yesterday I was wiping out. Yeah, it will shift. It will shift. Look, with Juno transit, I have noticed a crossover, generally movement between, that's okay. Generally between now, because we've had the Phoenix rising energy, to do with the Saturn Jupiter conjunction. What would I say about it? Look, in history, we have had recessions and things to that degree. You've got to look back to what was available at that point in society. It making conjunction point can be something very strong that comes up. Conjunction points do. Look what come at the beginning of the year with Saturn conjunct Pluto. Now it's Saturn conjunct Jupiter. Jupiter expands, Saturn restricts. There's a yin and yang of that. There's a requirement in the collective at the moment to grow, but there's also a requirement to be safe and to do it smartly. We also have for America a Pluto return. But you guys do have in America Aquarius in your chart. So there's light and there's dark in any situation. Around the 1400s when we had that, yes, we did have circumstances like pandemics. There was a crash in the economy. But you've got to understand where we stand right now in society is actually very different. So although we always will mirror and look at what happened before, and yes, there will be a fallout. There's the growth time. If you look at a natural divorce, for instance, you're going to have the recuperation time, which can take 12 months to a year for you to be financially back on your feet, stable and moving forward. It's similar to what's happened. I mean, this is a whole year, guys. So, some countries have been trading, some countries haven't been. So we've got to look at it realistically. But because we are getting triggered by what's happening in the collective, we're giving our power away because we too can be accountable within the realm of what we can do. And many twins have been placed in certain locations to anchor the energy in. And being prepared is not prepared. Internal preparedness is prepared. You could go from having a whole crop and the wind comes and blows it down and you've got to start again. That's Scorpio energy, trusting the process. During eclipses, we have more hectic weather. We've got an eclipse this month. We've got an eclipse next month. And we're having the conjunction point. There can be sprinkles of beauty, of richness with that conjunction point, but I will be integrating it into the charts, zodiac by zodiac, and I'm going to I'll try and do it week by week. It depends on how I can, how my time is, because I've literally got 4 days to do it, pretty much 12 charts. And it is the whole month energy. But it's endings, it's what happens when a fire burns in Australia. Most of the seeds come down and they regenerate and regrow. We're getting rid of dead wood, what didn't resonate, what didn't work. But with the nodes being in Gemini, we've got all this ego popping off that we know. And it's like, but we do need to be open that maybe we're not seeing everything with Scorpio energy of hidden things. Some things are just intuitive. Some things can be hunch energy. Some things can be our belief systems. But, millions of people, you're going to get that. It's a reality. I think sometimes we need to become a little bit light. And some of these real taboo subjects, which I was actually saying to a client this morning, I said, the funny thing is politics and religion are some of the biggest things that we're always taught not to talk about. And they're really part of the transit at the moment. In society and history previously, there were splits in the collective to do with religion and colour. Some of us are so scared to even mention it. It's like, because we haven't had that open-hearted conversation. and maybe what you feel is offensive, another person of the same ethnicity may not be offended by it. So there's no wrong or right. It's our conditioning, and it's the attempt to kind of bridge that gap, and that's part of the Twin Flame Collective as well. We've got to be open. We can't be in our ego. We've got to be students. Now, as to how I think it'll go, I'm kind of on the fence when it does come to travel. And that's due to the fact that, yes, we've got the North Node in Gemini, which could look like local energy, no travel. But then when you look at the other polarity, we've got Jupiter in Aquarius, which is global energy. But I do feel there'll be changes in certain areas. You had a foot massage. Yeah, I think most people are feeling that way. My necklace is strong. It is. It's strong. It psychically protects me. My sister-in-law gave it to me. I'm pretty strong with that without it anyway. How long was it? They've received it. They have viewed it. Am I seeing a sister or a karmic? I'm telling you, look, masculine's not very long. A full sentence is very long, right? I'm just saying. Okay, what was the context of it? Were you very direct? I'm seeing a female energy, but this doesn't feel romantic. This feels like a friend or a sister. I don't know. There's a feminine energy I'm seeing there. I'm also seeing a two-story building. Now, there is a window. I can see a streetscape outside. It's a second-story energy. The people I do coach know that the communication between Twin and I in the very early stages was one letter. It was K. That was it. Anyhow, okay. What I'm seeing is they're suspicious of you, okay? They're like, first they're observing this. I'm seeing them observe it, but I am seeing a window. The window is quite long, quite narrow. I'm seeing curtains coming down, and I can see an angle of a street. Now, this is a building. It could be a hotel, but I am seeing a two-story building. I feel they live in it. It's quite nice in the interior. I'm seeing an answering machine, and I'm seeing a laptop there. So it's almost like a little home office desk, but it's nighttime. And again, it's all, this street's very old. It feels downtown. It feels like a apartment, so to speak, but it's not very high. It feels two-story, whatever this is, 2 to 3 story. I'm seeing them read it, but they've walked back and forward to the computer. They're already drawing their conclusion. They know it's you. They're drawing their conclusion, but when they've gone back to it, they're reading it, and they're just wondering, you've caused something inside them, and the cards that have come through, they're like, what I really would love to, you don't have to tell me what it is, but it's kind of triggered them a little bit, but not in a bad way. They're kind of feeling guilty about something now, whatever this is. And they're thinking, are you trying to make me feel bad? There you go. Okay. So it's like they're looking at it, they're reading it, right? And I'm seeing them look at it going, is she trying to make me feel bad? There's something in the tone and the way you wrote it. And they're kind of looking like, and they're like, is this person up to something? Like, they're a bit suspicious the way you've reacted. Whatever it is, I think it's worked. I don't know. It's okay. Anyway, it's not bad. And yeah, I'm getting a reference to over the sooks. Was there a dispute? For you, Giggle. What do we need to see for Giggle? I think they're probably in a bit of the thick of it. It's funny, I want to pull a clarifier on that. Like I said, I always get messages differently than the way they are. The way they're coming through is they're reflecting upon the past and how they were, how they are, right? It's about right, Victoria. Sounds about right. Okay, the last time you communicated, Giggle, right? They're looking at their energy and they're feeling very karmic in nature. They're a little bit embarrassed. They want to talk to you about this. They're wanting to come in very quickly. They do want to come in very quickly. I do feel this is with communication because they do know that I feel they can feel your energy. They also feel that you're ghosting them, you're blocking them out, and you're not communicating with them. You feel hurt. It's activated inner child wounds, and they're feeling that they have been very cruel. Okay, they're looking at it like, no, I didn't do right. I wasn't loving this person. I haven't showed this, and they know that's why you're reacting the way you are, and they do feel that it's understandable. But now this is making them take accountability. They're looking at it like, oh, heck, what am I going to do that for? Yeah. You're like, I don't want to deal with burdens. If you haven't dropped the burdens, don't talk to me. Right? I do feel this is going to be a conversation, though. Communication coming in. Any other questions before I love you and leave you? I'm glad it helped, Jen. Ghosting. Ghosting happens with anyone, Olsen. Any zodiac sign can ghost. Most welcome, Giggle. Is that a donation or a question? I'm going to go have me my cold cup of tea. Yeah, I think for all of us, I know. Look, I'm a Libra, Olsen. I love you. I've got Cancer, Scorpio in my chart, though. There's a rebirth here, guys, for all of us, okay? So just please trust it. Protect yourself. Protect yourself at the moment. That energy over there, there's discord. They're crazy. They don't want this to go through. So watch your back. Watch your back. If you need help, book a reading. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much.